What if you could lower your blood pressure right now just by watching the next 5 minutes of this video? It's a bold question, I know, but it's one we're going to explore together. High blood pressure, or hypertension, often gets called the silent killer for a simple, scary reason. You usually don't feel it, yet it quietly affects millions of people across the globe, seriously upping the risk for heart attacks and strokes. So why might simply watching a video help? When you're stressed or anxious, your body releases hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart beats faster, your blood vessels tighten, and your blood pressure goes up. When you relax, the opposite happens. The rest and digest system, what we call the parasympathetic nervous system, becomes more active. Your heart rate slows down, your blood vessels open up a little, and blood pressure can come down, at least temporarily. Plenty of scientific studies have confirmed that relaxation techniques can have a measurable impact on blood pressure. Big analyses of multiple studies have found that things like controlled breathing, meditation, and even just listening to music can lower blood pressure in the short term. Some studies on meditation and mindfulness have shown this can sometimes lead to meaningful drops in systolic blood pressure. And it's not just about what you do, but also what you see. There's a concept called biophilia, which is the idea that we humans have an innate urge to connect with nature. Research really backs this up, showing that even just looking at natural scenes, forests, oceans, green landscapes, can trigger that rest and digest response. It can lower our cortisol levels and reduce our heart rate. So, by combining a state of mindfulness with calming nature visuals, we're giving our bodies a direct signal to shift from stress to calm. This isn't a cure, but it's a powerful intervention. And today, you get to be both the test subject and the scientist. All right, let's get your baseline measurement. This is a really important step for our experiment, so try to follow along closely. First, find a quiet spot where you can sit comfortably for a few minutes without being disturbed. If you've got a home blood pressure monitor, now's the time to get it out. To get an accurate reading, it's really important that you're rested. So before you hit start, I just want you to sit. Sit still in your chair with your back supported and your feet flat on the floor for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't look at your phone, don't read anything, just sit and breathe. This lets your blood pressure settle from whatever you were doing before. Once you've rested for a few minutes, it's time to take the measurement. Put the cuff on your bare upper arm, following your device's instructions. Make sure the arm you're using is relaxed and supported at about the same level as your heart. Try to stay still and quiet while the machine does its work. When it's finished, take the two numbers it gives you, the systolic, top number, and the diastolic, bottom number. Write them on your paper and label them before. Now, what if you don't have a blood pressure monitor? No problem, you can still be part of this. We can use your pulse or heart rate as a stand-in for your state of relaxation. While it's not the same as blood pressure, a drop in heart rate is a great sign that your rest and digest system is kicking in. To measure your pulse, just use 2 fingers, your index and middle finger, and place them gently on the inside of your opposite wrist just below your thumb. You should feel a light, steady beat. Don't use your thumb because it has its own pulse and that can get confusing. Now, grab a clock or your phone's timer. Count the number of beats you feel in 30 seconds. Once you have that number, double it to get your heart rate in beats per minute. Write this number down and label it before. Got your numbers? Great. You've just recorded your baseline data. Now, the real experiment begins. For the next 5 minutes, your only job is to watch and listen. Put any distractions away. If you can, make the video full screen. As you watch these scenes of nature, I want you to bring your focus to your breathing. You don't need to change it or force it, just become aware of it. Notice the air flowing in and notice it flowing out. There's nothing to achieve here, nothing to perfect, just be present. Let the sights and sounds wash over you. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back. I hope you found a little bit of peace in those moments. Before you move, just take a second. Notice how you feel. Now, it's time to see what happened. We're going to repeat the measurement process exactly as we did before. Consistency is what makes an experiment work. Stay in your quiet, seated position. If you used a blood pressure monitor, put the cuff back on the same arm. Again, just sit quietly for a moment before you start. Then, run the machine and wait for your reading. Once it's done, write down your new systolic and diastolic numbers right next to your first set and label this one after. If you're measuring your pulse, do it the same way. Find the spot on your wrist, count the beats for 30 seconds, and multiply by 2. Write this new number down and label it after. Now, take a look at your 2 sets of numbers. What do you see? Did your systolic or diastolic blood pressure go down? Maybe by a few points, maybe by more. As we saw, short-term relaxation can produce meaningful reductions. Or maybe your pulse is a few beats per minute slower. Even a small change is a powerful signal that your body responded to that period of calm. It's also possible that your numbers didn't change much or even went up a little, and that's perfectly okay. Blood pressure is dynamic. It's always fluctuating. Even the thought of being in an experiment can be a bit exciting or stressful. The goal here wasn't to hit a specific target, but to simply observe with curiosity. Whatever your result is, it's useful information. And this is where it gets really interesting. You have your personal result, but now you can help us build a much bigger picture. I'd like to personally invite you to share your before and after numbers in the comments section below. You don't need to share any personal details at all. By doing this, you're turning your individual experience into a collective one. You're helping create a data set that we can all look at and learn from. Will the trend show a decrease for most people? What might the average change be? This is our chance to come together as a community and do a little citizen science. Your contribution is so valuable. It helps show, in a very public and powerful way, the connection between our minds and our bodies. It reinforces the idea that we can all take small, active steps to look after our own well-being. Every single comment adds another piece to our viewer-led study. So please, take a moment to share your results. Whether your numbers shifted a lot or not at all, you took 5 minutes out of your day to focus on your health. And that, right there, is a win. Remember, this little exercise is not a substitute for medical treatment or advice. If you have any concerns about your blood pressure, it is absolutely essential to talk to your own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional. Managing high blood pressure is a long-term journey that usually involves a mix of lifestyle changes, like a healthy diet, regular exercise and stress management, and sometimes medication. This experiment was a demonstration, a small window into the power you have to find calm. You can come back to this video anytime you feel you need a 5-minute reset. I challenge you to try this again tomorrow or later this week. See if the results are any different. Does it get more effective the more you do it? If you found this interesting or helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We might do a follow-up video to analyze the results we all gather here in the comments, and you won't want to miss that. Also, please share this video with someone you care about. In a world of constant stress, we could all use a reminder to just pause, breathe, and find a moment of peace. Thank you again for being a part of this. Be well, and I can't wait to see our collective results in the comments.